And we begin tonight with the start of what will be a long legislative session for Oregon lawmakers. And they have some lofty goals on the table. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers. The 82nd session began today with leaders from both the House and Senate laying out their priorities. They have a plan to make it easier to keep people housed and expand construction of affordable housing. Democrats also want to change some of the more controversial laws passed in previous years, including Measure 110, which decriminalized small amounts of hard drugs. Senators acknowledged that the law needs adjustments, with a rise in certain street drugs like fentanyl. Many lawmakers stressed the importance of working together to make those changes.
And in the face of these difficulties, our state government should be solving problems for you and every Oregonian. But we do have to do it together. These challenges aren't Democratic or Republican challenges. They impact all of us.
I believe our 25 members bring a fresh perspective to the legislature. My expectation is this session will be one of true bipartisan collaboration, where the voice of the minority party is heard and not just pushed aside or ignored as it has been in the past.
Education, public safety, and the environment were the other hot topics today. Improving and attracting the workforce in each of those sectors was a big part of that conversation. And our Pat Doris spent the day in the Capitol talking with lawmakers and getting a look at what's different this session. You can watch his full report now on KGW.com. Well, in West Linn tonight, the hot topic was tolls. City leaders from both West Linn and Oregon City met to discuss those proposed tolls on I-205. It is a source of contention for many living in the area and driving on the road. Alma McCarty attended that meeting tonight and has the latest on ODOT's projected tolling timeline, plus how a grassroots group wants voters to have a say in these decisions. Alma.
Well, Brittany, neither city supports the tolling set to start on two parts of I-205 in 2024. Leaders said tonight the toll project is a constant source of frustration, and they're evaluating what to do next to get the attention of ODOT and lawmakers. The first tolls on Portland metro area roads are expected to go into place in late 2024 at the Abernathy and Tualatin River bridges on I-205. ODOT says the money will go toward adding a third lane and making seismic upgrades to the bridges. Another goal, reducing congestion. The toll amount will vary depending on the time of day and how many drivers are on the road.
We have a problem, a transportation problem in Oregon, and the state has tried hard to fund a variety of multimodal options and transit and bike and pedestrian and transportation improvements, and we need this additional tool of tolling. As
the I-205 toll project moves forward and ODOT works to identify other tolling locations on I-205 and I-5, city leaders in Oregon City and West Linn met Tuesday to discuss the tolling with residents.
Everybody is going to be affected by this. I mean, unfortunately, the biggest impact that is going to happen with this program is going to fall squarely on the backs of the communities of West Linn and Oregon City.
I don't think it's fair that we didn't get to vote on it. In Oregon, we voted on lotto, pot, gay marriage. We voted on how to hunt cougars, but we can't vote on tolls.
Dean Sir, who lives in West Linn, leads a grassroots effort called Vote Before Tolls. He's got about 5,000 signatures so far, but he needs 200,000 to get his initiative on the ballot next year.
This is not to stop those projects. Now, the public could vote no, but what IP4 does is it gives the public the right to vote before tolls. What that will do is force ODOT and whatever public agency is tolling, in this case it's ODOT, to really explain how they're using those tolls, how the prices are set, how they might sunset and go away, and so on.
So in the meantime, ODOT is moving forward with those tolls on I-205. A draft environmental assessment is coming next month. Then they'll have another public comment period. There's a lot of information related to all of this and other upcoming road projects. We'll have links to those on KGW.com. Brittany?
All right, Alma, thank you for that update. And tonight, we're learning more about the victim in the first homicide of the year in Portland. Police tell us Armando Santos was an employee of the Northeast Portland gas station when he was shot and killed there Monday. Flowers and candles were seen near the main entrance of the 76 gas station at Northeast 102nd and Gleason today. Detectives say around 2:45 Monday afternoon, the 24-year-old was found shot and taken to the hospital where he later died. We talked to his co-worker, who is in just disbelief of what happened to his friend.
Never really had this happen to one of my close brothers / friends. Like, I've never really had that happen.
As we've mentioned, this shooting death is the first homicide in Portland this year. And to provide some context, by January 17th last year, 5 people had been killed in Portland. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. We start in Washington's legislature. Today, 2 Democratic lawmakers introduced bills to stop rent gouging. They say the bills would prevent excessive rent increases, capping them at 7%. The Washington Low-Income Housing Alliance says Washington's average rent is nearly $1,900 a month. New video shows burglars who hit up 3 small businesses in Milwaukee. This is surveillance from Pho Tat Ba, which shows 2 people breaking into the front entrance on Monday. Police also believe the burglars broke into the nearby Ohana Hawaiian Cafe and Mike's Drive-In. If you know anything about what happened, call Milwaukee police. And TriMet says its FX accordion buses will soon be back on the road. They were pulled last November when TriMet said it found issues with bolts on the frame that could come loose. It says the manufacturer has since fixed that issue. The buses could be back on the roads as early as this week for driver training, but won't be carrying passengers yet. TriMet says it'll be a few weeks before they officially return to service. In developing news tonight, the flooding in California has now killed 20 people. While it looks like the string of storms that created record snowfall, destructive flooding and landslides are over, cleanup and recovery, well, that's just beginning. The Red Cross is sending volunteers in from Oregon and Washington. Tonight, we talked with volunteer Julia Bishop from the Red Cross Cascades region. She's in Vallejo now, coordinating food deliveries to people who are impacted.
We do what's called search and serve. The vehicles put hot food on their vehicles and they drive through the communities that have been affected. And it's a financial burden on them when they've lost everything, lost all their food. We want to be there to be some kind of hope and some kind of support to help them.
Julia says today volunteers delivered more than 1,000 meals to flood victims. And if you want to help, you can donate to the Red Cross. Just call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or you can text Red Cross, all one word, to 90999 to make a $10 donation.